Hi, I'm Dewey. Today, we're going fishing. The old lady asked me this morning what I want for dinner. I said, well, I don't really care. Whatever you want. She said, I don't know what I want. Just like a woman, right? So I says, hey Darcy, how about we eat some fish? And she said, well, that sounds good. So I called down there at the Winn-Dixie and I said, hey, how much for your catfish fillets? They said $7.99 a pound. That's a lot of money. I said, I can't do that. I asked them if they take $5.99 and they said they can't negotiate. I said, well, all right. So I told Darcy, I'm gonna go catch us some fish today. So here I am. Come along with me. I'll teach y'all how to catch some fish here at the river. Now the first thing we need to talk about is your gear. You want to make sure you're wearing your fishing shoes for this. Don't wear your inside shoes out here fishing. You're gonna mess them up. These are my fishing shoes. They're all-terrain. They got 2-wheel and 4-wheel drive mode. Now I recommend always keep them in 4-wheel drive while you're fishing, just in case you don't want to lose your traction and fall off in the water. That don't look too fun to fall off into. Most importantly, keep your fishing shoes in 4-wheel drive, because you don't want to lose traction and fall in the water. You want to make sure you stay hydrated. It gets hot out here. Always bring you a cup of water. I got a couple of these cups from the Pizza Hut back in the 90s, and they've held up pretty good since then. One thing you can do if you get too hot is you can take off your fishing vest. Now you want to have it with you because it helps hold your stuff, but it gets real hot with it on. The only fishing rod I recommend, the only one in the whole world, is a Zebco 33. A Zebco 33 will never let you down. It'll never fail you. All these other fishing poles, these real expensive ones these folks using, nope. Bait caster, no. Zebco 33, never gonna bird nest ever, never gonna let you down. Every time you push that button, it's gonna cast. Always recommend a Zebco 33, okay? We're gonna set that up here in a minute. Another real important thing is a flashlight. Get lost out here and it gets dark, you're gonna need to know where you're at, where you're going. We're gonna go ahead and take off this fishing vest though. It's getting a little warm, so we're gonna do that. It gets warm out here. First thing we need to do is find us some bait. You got to have bait if you're gonna go fishing. The fish will not bite if you don't have bait. That's very important. So we need to go find us some bait. What we're gonna do is we're gonna shuffle around a little bit of these leaves here. We're gonna find us a grub worm or oh, I almost forgot. It's very important that you bring a cell phone with you. Just in case something happens and you need to call somebody, you always got to have a telephone. If you ain't got a telephone, there's nobody out here to hear you hollering. You always want to make sure you got a telephone and put it on your belt loop. Put it on your belt so it don't fall off. That's very important. Now what we're gonna do here, finding some bait, we're just gonna shuffle around a little bit of these leaves, okay? Now you wanna be careful, because there are snakes in here. So we wanna be careful. You need to know how to identify a worm from a snake. That's very important. Study that up before you come out here. You don't wanna reach down and pick up a baby snake. That'd be bad. That'd be real bad. So let's see if we can find us some bait here. We're gonna shuffle that around. There might be some snakes in here. We wanna be real careful. Better yet, let's get us a stick. You'd be better off with a stick, so you're not putting your hands down in there. I'll tell you what, Well, I tell you what, let's just use our feet here. Your fishing shoes in four-wheel drive are not snake-proof. Now, you want to be real careful. What we're going to do is shuffle around the leaves with our fishing shoes, but we want to be careful and keep your eyes peeled, because if you step on a snake, you're going to have a bad day. All right? These are not snake-proof fishing shoes. If you can find some snake-proof fishing shoes, Dewey recommends that for sure, 100% now. So we're just going to see if we can find us a, let's see what we got here. Bunch of critters down there. Ain't no worms though. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, right there. Yeah, I got you now. Okay, we got us a worm. Now we got us a worm. Let's go put it on the hook. And I'm gonna show y'all the best way to catch fish out of this river, okay? I'm gonna tell y'all right now, you're gonna have to have a cup of water. It gets real hot. Now before we use our Zebco 33, we're gonna try a technique that I think, I haven't seen anybody do it, but I really think it's gonna be extremely effective. And as always, remember, if Dewey can't do it, what? That's right, nobody can. So what I got here, I got some noodles. Some people call them jugs, I call them noodles. And this one here, I don't know how deep that water is, first of all. I never been in that water. But I'm taking a look at it here, and what am I thinking about? The way the shadows and the white water is mixing with the shadow dark water, I feel like we're about 10 feet deep right here probably. So we got a 10 feet deep and a 15 feet deep noodle, all right? We're gonna start off with the 10. Remember that worm we caught? Okay, now we got it in our pocket. You want to put your baits in your pocket so they don't fall out. Okay, it's still in there. So what we're gonna do is take the hook out. Now y'all can make, I made these. Y'all can make these. This is a homemade noodle here, 10 feet deep, okay? You're gonna just unwind it. Unwind it. Okay, see the way this is gonna work, this bad boy right here is gonna sit right there on the water. It's gonna float sideways, right? And when a fish hits, it's gonna pop it up, and there's a weight. There's a weight inside there. So when it flips up, that weight, poop, slides down and holds it up for you. So you know you got a fish on, okay? Great white shark couldn't break this thing, I'll tell you that right now. Normally I would put this in a lake. But since we're at the river, we gotta change up our strategy just a little bit. So what we got here, we got a rope, all right? Now we're gonna get this rope. Daggone. Who tied this thing up? Must have been Dewey. One thing about tying up your ropes is you want to make sure when you tie up your ropes, they don't come untied. That's the reason right there that I tied this one up the way I did. And as you can see, the rope didn't come untied. Uh-oh, looks like we got two ropes. We're gonna throw that little one over there. We want the big rope. You want to keep yourselves hydrated out here, okay? It gets hot now. Make sure you got a full cup of water before you come out here. We're gonna unravel this rope here. Actually, we might be able to get away with the short one. No, better do it the right way. See, I was gonna try to cut corners. You don't want to cut corners when you're doing a job. You want to do it right the first time. We're gonna run this through that loop there, right? We're gonna pull it all the way through. Don't spill your cup of water. Watch out for your cup of water. You spill that, you're gonna get hydrated, because I guarantee you, you're gonna be sweating out here. All right, now what we're gonna do, take our other side and just bring it on through that loop. So all we're doing is making a loop here. Easy money. All right, so now we got a loop. Now I ain't gonna come through, okay? So when we throw this bad boy out there, we can retrieve it, because I think the water might want to take it away. I never used one of these in a river, but I think we're gonna be okay. Now remember that bait we had, that worm, get it out your pocket. We wanna stick that worm. Now I got a circle hook, because we're trying to get catfish. That's very important. I got a circle hook, okay? Circle hooks, there ain't a catfish in the world get off the circle hook, I guarantee you. Oh, we wiggly. He's wiggly, okay. Now we got a worm on a hook. You're gonna hold your slack in your hand. Just like that. Don't knot it up. Watch out for your rope, don't fall. You don't wanna fall in the water. That's very important. Everything we're doing here, we got two main concerns. One, catching catfish. Two, not falling in that water. That's very important, all right? All right, watch out for your circle hook is sharp. Now here we go. We're gonna take this right here. Now, we're gonna just toss it on out there and wait for it to pop up. All right, whoa. Okay, here we go. We in business, okay. Now, all right. Hold on now. Okay, here we go. All right, see what we're looking at there? Now we're gonna wait for that thing to just pop right up. Cause we got a worm on the end of that right there. Now I'm telling you. Now it's gonna be real hard. It's gonna be confusing to try to tell the difference between the water and a fish. But I guarantee you, when a fish gets on it, it's gonna pop up. Now we just sit here and wait. And you got your rope, you can tie it off to a tree. You can tie it around your belt loop. You gotta be careful you tie it to your belt loop now, because if you get a big old monster, somebody going in the water, either you or the fish, it's pulling. It feels like a fish, but I think it's the water right now. We're just gonna wait for that thing to pop up. Now, we can make us a bracelet here, make us a loop, and keep it on your wrist so it don't go away. And while we're waiting, I can talk about the other gear. We got us a net. In case we catch a massive, big old hoss, we can pull them up out the river. You wanna have a net. Look at it going under. You see it going under? We might have a fish on. Do we can't do it? Who can? Nobody. That's right. Now, uh-oh. Now, see, what you want to do is be real careful. You don't want to fall down in there, because let me tell you, that water going pretty quick. Whew. Good thing I had these bad boys in four-wheel drive. If I had them in two-wheel drive right then, I'd have been a goner. I'd have been long gone. Always have your fishing shoes in four-wheel drive. It's very important. All right now. All right now. All right now. Oh, you saw it pop up like that? I guarantee you there ain't no fish on there right now, because it wouldn't have done that. I think my worm might have fell off there. It was a little worm, but if we had some good bait, I really think this is an effective way of catching catfish out the river. Y'all make sure you keep a cup of water with you, because it thought we had one right there. That scared me. I thought I felt it pulling. I thought we had a big old walrus on there. I can't wait to take these fish back to Darcy. Now, I did bring a bucket with me, floor decor. It don't matter what kind of bucket you bring, but you want a bucket because if the fish are little enough, you can just put them in your pocket. You want to have cargo shorts on. That's very important. I know y'all noticed I'm not in my regular old dewy pants, but when I go fishing, you want to have some cargo shorts so you can throw some, you catch a little brim or a little bluegill or something, you can throw that bluegill in your pocket. And you don't have to disrupt your fish in your bucket, because your fish in your bucket's the ones you want to keep. Them bluegills, we're going to cut them up using for bait now. Unless, well, some people, I mean, if Darcy want to eat a bluegill, a little fried bluegill, we can do that too, a little sunfish. But For the most part, we're gonna cut them up and use them for catfish bait. All right, let's keep on giving it some more. You're gonna jig this thing till you get a bite. Flip it out, come on now. Flip it out. All right, here we go. Look at it, see how it's swimming up? See how it's swimming upstream? That calls that current. That's probably, it might be deeper than 10 feet. It might be, it's probably about 30 feet deep right there, at least 35 feet. They took the bait, no worm. Shoot. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. Darcy got some chicken breasts in the refrigerator she was gonna cook for dinner if we don't eat fish. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go on back to the house, grab them chicken breasts, bring them out here and cut them up into little chunks. And we're gonna throw some chicken chunks out there on our little buoy. And I'll tell you what, by God, we're gonna catch some catfish today. Fellas, we're gonna be eating catfish tonight. Now I'm gonna go get some chicken out the refrigerator and we're gonna be back. So now y'all got the technique and the materials and the gear you need. Y'all can do this yourself. But until next time, I'm Dewey, and this is Honey Dewey. I guarantee you, if I had some chicken, one thing you could always remember, now I didn't tell y'all this earlier, when you go fishing, make sure to always bring you some bait. That's very important. Now it's gonna be real hard to catch fish without bait. Sometimes you can do it, but most of the time, these fish, they like to have it, they like bait. They like some food. So, yeah, let's go get some chicken.